came up here with a notebook, like I was gonna, say out my little notes of what I was gonna say, because I love to talk, and I would talk for 3 hours up here if I could. But I guess the first thing I want to say is that I came in here and I had no idea what to expect. My mom's friends that I babysit for were like, we did this and this is amazing and you should definitely go. And I want to trust. I want that good stuff too. So I was pretty excited when I got here, but I didn't know what to expect. And the way that I've described it over the last couple of days, when people have asked like, oh, how's single life going? I'm like, I've never been so exhausted and more overwhelmed in my entire life. But I have never been more grateful to be so exhausted and overwhelmed. I didn't realize the things that I was struggling with. I always considered myself a very emotionally mature person, very introspective person. But I don't know. Yesterday in particular, I was sitting there, like back in that corner, and I was sobbing because I'm just like, John's up here and he's talking, and God is speaking to him, but how is God also speaking to me? I don't know. But I didn't realize that I struggled so much with distrust of God. I've struggled a lot with sin. I think that's my first thing. I started my relationship with God a couple of years ago, and I love him and I love to worship him, but I'd go home and I'd drink, and I'd have sex outside of marriage, and I smoked and I cussed, and I do all of these things. And I had so much shame that I just felt like I couldn't talk about it with anybody that would actually be able to give me good godly advice. I could only talk about it with my friends that were in the same spot as me, which isn't that helpful. But I came here and I wanted to give it a try, and I decided to just let myself go for it, and I literally never felt like so much acceptance. I felt no judgment, and I feel like I made so many new connections, and genuinely, I can come up here and say, sorry guys, I had felt like God wasn't enough for me to turn away from my sin, and alcohol has been. My dad is an alcoholic, and that made a huge impact on my childhood growing up in many different ways. And over the last year or two, I have felt so much shame because I felt like I was turning into him, and I didn't want to be him. But this weekend, I can say with certainty that I'm not him, and I can also say with certainty that I forgive him.
I just